FootJoy's DNA is always to serve the best golfers in the world in creating the best product that we possibly can. The obligation we have is to continuously test and listen to our players, listen to the consumers on what could be advanced.
Staying connected to that heritage is key, but also key being innovators.
Premier Series is the backbone of FootJoy. It represents the authenticity, the craftsmanship, and the high-level performance that our brand is known for.
Premier Series accounts for about 40% of all shoes on the PGA Tour. They absolutely love the shoe, from its current stability, its current traction, its current comfort.
We've heard a lot from our tour players. We've heard a lot from our elite amateurs on things that we can improve. And we felt as a #1 brand, we're obligated to incorporate those performance attributes to take this shoe to the next level. The challenge was simple to design. We want to make the best shoe better. So we focused on 3 specific areas of the shoe that we could enhance on the performance side while maintaining the functionality fit that our golfers were used to.
My first thought was to not mess it up, but also to keep the design recipe that made the #1 shoe so popular on tour.
We are always set out to create tour-level traction.
VersaTrax was such a revolution. I think this is what made the Premier Series so great, and this is what we wanted to preserve on the new Premier, but build on this system.
So the new Premier Series delivers a 30% enhanced traction versus its predecessor. The ground engagement that our traction has now is improved versus what is now the #1 shoe on tour. Comfort was a big one for us to focus on. We molded the collar to make sure we added a little bit more foam, keep your foot a little bit more structured. Not only is it a comfort feature and it's a nice feel once the golfer puts their foot into the shoe, but there's also a functionality where it keeps you locked in.
It's got the stability, and I'm talking about all the structure, but then I'm also talking about comfort too. So that's where it's like, yep, win, win, win.
Something that we hear from some of our pro is sometimes that tongue has tendencies to move on the side. Also, those classic wax lace can often create a pressure.
Performance laces, there you go.
We wanted to alleviate all that foot fatigue. We designed a specific inner padding that has a channel in the middle, so the pressure that you have from your lace over the foot is going to be redistributed on the side.
Yeah, I like the foam under the tongue here. That's nice. That's a nice touch. It's significant.
So given the sensitivities of how important this shoe is, we wanted to make sure that we got our tour players in this as soon as possible and really started the process of fit, feel, traction, weight, and that early validation helped with our finishing the product throughout the process.
To bring that new shoe and see their initial feedback and see how excited they were was a big sigh of relief and a sense of excitement.
Feeling nice.
I'm just excited for our tour players to get this on their feet because it is the most comfortable, it is the most high-end performance golf shoe in the market. And I think our consumers and tour players and players all around the world are going to be excited about what this delivers.
It pulled together all different triads, all different teams. I think it was a fusion of that team effort that helped make the best shoe in golf even better.